Hey everybody, my name is Aaron Shea, and welcome to Habitat Now as we are visiting and traveling with me to Europe. We're here with Andrej Jakab, and he is taking us through his lifestyle, his story, his narrative, and I'm really excited to be part of this today. We have an exhibition on display called, I think it's called Perfection, and I want you all to come see it here at the gallery. There's about, I think, maybe 10 pieces of work up on display. It is, it's called Perfection for a reason. They are incredible works. So I want to say welcome, Andre. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today.
Hi.
We are going to be showing a PowerPoint presentation, asking a little bit of a Q&A, and we're going to give a virtual tour of the exhibition also when we get to the end of the presentation, so stay tuned. I'm hoping you've had a chance to experience the artist's work in person, but if you haven't, it's something you have to see. We've done very well with the work since we've been showing them for the past, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years now, and we're honored to have you guys in our Habitat family. So let me start sharing the screen. We can talk about some things that are available and a little bit of that past. And I'd love for you to give us a dialogue about how you put this power presentation together, PowerPoint. Let's kick over. Go, robot. Here it goes. Oh, is this the first
Oh,
slide, I think?
yeah, this is the first slide. It's here 1992.
Yeah,
So
to get back to it. Yeah, this is an early piece. It's beautiful.
yeah, it all started in 1975. So my father started with glass in this year because my grandfather from mother's side, he was working in Slovak Academy of Science in the department of device optics, and also as an external teacher in Academy of Fine Arts in Bratislava in Slovakia, and there was a department of glass in architecture. So this is the era when my father started to work with glass because he was his assistant. So that was the way how we started to work with glass and how they processed glass, and they have possibility to do it. But we can still state it was year 1975, and it was communism in our country. So a lot of things were forbidden, complicated, and so on. So that was the main deal that they have struggled with this during the process of making. So in general, the pieces that we are showing right now or reviewing right now, that is after 1991, because after 1989 it was after communism, and father can create on his own because in the before this he was only able to make for other artists, and some of the ideas he made was presented by other artists at the time. So
Mm.
it was really difficult times that everything started for him, but he came all through this and until these days. So in the beginning of the production, these pieces were purely optical because they were clear. There were no colors. There were not so many diamond tools. The machinery was not presented at the time. So it was early 90s. So the block of glasses was not so big. So when you wanted to have a bigger shape, something more big in size, you have to glue glass together,
Mm.
and that was also difficult process at the time. It was not so stable and so on. So the pieces, as you see it right now, that is the beginning. Pure optics with lenses, with spherical shapes, and so on. We can maybe move to another slide. Yes, this around 1996, that was the era when LED glass was available, and LED glass was glass that was possible to melt together. So you can melt blue, red, black, multiple colors together, and you have this in the end. It was really beautiful. It was really hard to polish because of the LED in the glass. The process was much harder than by other types of glass. But this was the era in 1996. Pieces like this have been made. So from pure crystal optics to this, because there were some some other things in the glass, some bubbles. So it was like a little space. And the pieces were amazing also from this material. But later on, it was forbidden to produce this glass. So the company who created this type of glass was closed, and it's not able to make. It's not possible to make pieces from this style anymore.
Hmm.
So that was the 90s era. Um, all the pieces are approximately 30 to 50 centimeter high because that's the limit of the technology that we are using. And um, when you want to make something bigger, you have to have another technology that is opposite to the technology that we are using. So this we came to year 2001. It's a pair, it's a dual object, it's pure optics. So it's old school from the 90s, but with different type of glass, with different possibility. And in the 90s also started the creation, the melting of the glass, because in the morning era of the production, there was a limited possibility to get access to the ovens. So it started develop after that, the ovens, the computer guided cooling systems and things like this. For example, this piece is glued. The blue part in the corner is glued to the piece and is grinded then all together, polished. So that was also style that was produced at that era. But later on, a lot of things has changed because yes, that was the year that these pieces started to be produced, and the colors came in. So the colored glass and also the color that you can put into the glass itself. You can paint actually into the glass. So the things that you see in the glass, in the reflection, that is all painted, that is all put it into the glass before it goes to oven. And in oven, everything melts together and make the final shape, which is then later grinded and polished.
What's most amazing about that in this body of work is the lack of bubbles, like the lack of, the
Yes,
perfectness.
it's
It was something
it's
almost
it's
to
a
master.
it's a optical glass, so it's clear, it's high grade,
Mhm.
so it's different than the glass before.
Yeah, but you guys take this optical glass and then heat it up again, and somehow it doesn't get, affected, doesn't have different impurities that affect the glass during the process, especially when you mix it with other colors. It's hard for my brain to understand.
No, the glass is perfect from the beginning, and you cannot burn it too much because then the imperfections will start to occur. So you cannot do too high temperature. You have to take care that the temperature is below certain levels, and then things are okay. For example, this is one of the biggest pieces, 50, 52, 55 centimeters in height. This is actually copper inside the layers, and it's called mail. It's one of the most elegant and complex pieces. So this idea is developed from this era, from 2004 until these days. You have one of these pieces in your gallery in disposal in different color. So this is one of my favorite pieces. Yeah, this is also the era of colors, lenses. This is Archimboldo. So this piece was inspired by a painting that we are having here in our studio. It's actually a head of a guy with something on his head, and this piece is totally inspired by the painting. So if you will see the painting, you will understand why we created this piece.
So there are certain pieces that you guys create in styles, and then you remake them in similar style with different colors, right? Is that how I would describe it?
One more time, please. So
Like you make this piece that's called male. We have a
yeah,
piece here that's very similar in style, but with different colors, right?
yes, yes, that's the combinatory that is possible to make because of the new colors that you can put inside the piece. And yeah, you can play with this. You can play it with the combination. What can you do? Of course, every piece is different from the size and shape because the grinding is made by hand, and the pieces are different. But they're they are different in color and in thickness. For example, like this one, the flight piece. So this is amber color. Before it was clear glass with gold, and actually this is also gold, but in amber color. It make a different structure inside. The wings are different, and the whole feeling from the piece is different. Everything depends how you prepare the piece before it goes in the oven. So in general, by creating these pieces, we can speak about three phases of creating. One phase is making a, wow, that's a beautiful piece.
Hmm.
One piece is first part is making a model, so that will be the shape of the piece at the end. Then you make a form from this model, negative form, and then you put all the glass in this form together in the way like you wish that the end result should look like.
Hmm.
Then there is another part when the piece came from oven, and a lot of work started then because you have to grind it, you have to add the lenses, and you have to take care that nothing will be damaged and destroyed during the process, because in most common cases you cannot repair it to the actual size it came from the oven. It will be only smaller, or you will damage the piece totally when you didn't when you don't when are you not patient, for example, when are you trying to rush with the work. This is something that you cannot do under pressure. You have to take your time.
Yes, I
So
definitely do.
this is year 2012. Those pieces are more massive from the thickness. And when it's more massive from the thickness, the reflection is stronger. So, and this is again, you can see the difference. There's pure optics like this, the lenses, the clear glass, nothing inside. So we try to respect the material. And then you have pieces like this when there's some structure inside a piece, some structure that represents some idea, and also you can play with the structure. You can play with combination of colors. You can play with the lenses, and of course with the idea that is connected with the piece. So we are by the year 2013. So you can see there is more color in the glass. The glass itself is colored. So there are, I think, 7, 8 colors that we use, and plus the inner structure colors. That is, you can mixture the colors like you painting, like you do a painting, but we paint into the glass.
What when you look at this work, let's talk about this one for a second, this coral turquoise. What is the inspiration for this body of work? Is it nature? Is it experience? Is it water? What is the overall like draw in your and your family's mind when you
Yeah,
create?
the series of corals that was pieces like you see at the top of the piece. It's some kind of structure that is represented in a sea, in a coral sphere, or you can see something like this in a sea by the corals. This 3D shape and beautiful turquoise color that you can see only there. So this was the inspiration on that's why every piece has this name that's connected with the idea that was somehow put it into the piece.
Gotcha.
So before it was different type of coral, now it's turquoise. And when you move on to other pieces, you will see that there is a connection with the name and with the idea. Yeah, this is Salvador. That is a mustache of Salvador. So this is another beautiful piece. It's a champagne color, and when you see the colors from the dark to the softer tones to the yellow till the end, the red, you know, at the middle of the mustache, and it's all connected together with the actual color of the glass. So it's a warm color. The piece is very, you feel harmony, and you feel very good when you have pieces like this in close by, because it's very positive. We
It's
like the warm colors.
yeah, it's also something we've never seen before. This kind of purity and scale to get the magic that happens in your studio. You know, when you make these works as a family. Can you tell us a little bit about that too? How does the dynamic work in your family for as in the
Yeah,
creative process?
so it's a family business. Everything started actually in 1989 after communism has stopped in our country. So we can start as a family. My brother has also studied glass art in Czech Republic. It was a secondary school of art industry, and then later on in Bratislava in Academy of Fine Arts. So he has studied this, the processing and everything, but it was experience what created the most important part in the studio, because father was working many years with glass, and when you have a lot of experience, you can develop your idea. So, and of course, when we are only 4 people that are doing all of this, sometimes it's difficult, but we have survived until these days doing it.
Mhm.
But we have to find our ways, of course. So
Right. And
this is quite a recent piece, 2018. So we were coming to the era of purity connected with the copper, with the curves, with the lenses all together in the middle of the piece. So we try to respect the glass, because when you put too much structure in it, then you don't see the purity of the material. So we are trying to do the combination of this, something inside, and also show the purity of the glass, the reflection. Because father always telling the idea that the glass has 4 dimension, and that's why it's so interesting material. You can have the inner reflection when you turn the piece around, when you walk around the piece. So no other material has this. When it's polished, when it's prismatic shape, you can find something new from every side. So you can have interesting view from front, from back, from the side. So it's always changing for the viewer.
and even underneath.
Yes, even underneath, when the shelf is from glass. Yes, this is actually the piece that you are having there. It's the big male piece. My
Aha.
father is polishing it. So this is actually made for you.
So
It's still available
yeah.
at your gallery. But the piece is beautiful. It's amber color with orange and yellow inner structure with a big, beautiful lens. And from one side, you can see that the lens is making the whole circle. It reflects, it's grinded so perfectly that from the side, you will see the whole lens together. So that's the point of the piece. This is another piece. It's difficult polishing part, because the surface is not flat. It's curved. It's a spherical lens. So it's kind of dangerous work when you are not experienced. The piece can easily fly off the machine.
Yeah.
So it's because the machine is rotating relatively with the RPMs that are high. So you have to really take care what you're doing. You have to be calm, because you can easily damage the piece, and that's the risk of this job, because the polishing is most difficult part in the end. and you can destroy the piece by polishing very easy. So you have to take care and you have to take your time.
What takes longer, the polishing or the casting?
Oh, casting is made in the oven, so that is something difficult, but it's altogether a long process because you have to prepare it before it goes into oven, and then you have to grind it till you can polish it. So there are stages, and you have to respect every stage. So I have never measured what's taking longer. So I just from the zero to the result, it takes up approximately to 2 months. So when everything is fine, so that is the
When
process.
everything runs smooth, right? I gotcha.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that is from the 90s. That is the idea of the fin from the 90s. So my father was realizing this idea in the 90s. So after I don't know 25 maybe 30 years, he decided to do it again with a different glass and a little bit different shape.
Hmm.
So that was the era from the 90s.
We have a fin too here at the gallery. It's a spectacular piece.
Yes, that one was made because of the idea of this era, this picture. So you can see father is much younger at the time.
Right. And
Yeah,
some
this is
more.
actually the grinding of the male piece, of the clear male piece. So you have to grind it on the rotating iron plate, and you apply the abrasive powder to the plate with the different grits over the time, of course. And you have to grind the whole piece till you can polish it. So this is my brother doing the edges of the piece. So yeah, family business.
Family business. Yeah, that's got to be interesting.
The studio is not big. We are not like a big factory with many people. So we are trying to do our best, but we are only 4 people. That's me. So it was pre-COVID, so I was prepared before. I was cutting some glass, so
Yeah, you
also
got to be
something.
protective, right? Where are we
Yes,
off to
and
in the world here?
yes, we are traveling around the world because of the exhibitions. So that is something from our travels for openings for the shows. Yeah, this is the Mongolfiera, another beautiful piece.
Yeah, that color is stunning. Is
And
there a particular color you enjoy the most? Or they all
yeah, because the copper inside reacts in this color, and it's really beautiful in the combination of the clear glass and also with the colors. But yeah, it's really special. And you can also combine, you can also put pure gold inside. This is also a very beautiful piece. It's a violet color with yellow and turquoise, and I can see also orange color, and
Mhm.
there is also some gold. So that was something interesting from the show. And this is actually the pieces that you're having in the gallery.
Right. In the
So
exhibition
the
we
blue
have
deep.
downstairs. They are
And
wonderful works.
this is blue piece with the yellow inner structure combined, so you can see a spherical lens at one side and combined with the inner structure with the shape of the inner structure. It's all put it together, so it makes this amazing feeling from the piece from the how to explain it. So
We
when you
have
see
them
the
we have them
yeah.
backlit in the gallery and the colors just flow and they bounce off the objects in the copper and the color inside of it. It is
Mhm.
spectacular. And in natural
Uh,
light, these are really impressive too.
yeah,
This was a
this
fun,
is
beautiful
this
work
is
downstairs.
pendulous. Yeah, it's again something from the past, pure optics, but different style. The thickness of the piece is quite good, so that's why the reflection that you see is really nice. And also it's a combination of the lenses that makes the blue glass thinner in the middle and the darker glass in the top. So it's a play with the color, with the thickness of the glass, with the lenses all together, with the geometrical shape. So when you see the piece from in the video and from the side, you can see what's the point of this piece. There is a beautiful bird with a little bit of red with two lenses, and the structure is going almost from the base of the piece, but not entirely. It's still in the middle, and yeah, the wings are really nice made, and the color is really the combination. There is also yellow. There is, I think, 4 or 5 colors used into this piece that are put there and painted onto the glass. So it's a beautiful piece.
Incredible work. I can't comprehend how it's even made. It is absolutely beautiful. This is
the theme. Yeah.
This work completely translucent, or is there color in it?
No, it's translucent. It's clear. There is no color. So this is just reflection from how I shooted it. So I try to find the interesting view, but always the piece in the picture. I try to shoot it from some angle that is for me most interesting, but for other people, different angle can be more interesting. But I try to do my best from how I know the pieces.
Yeah, it's great about glass. It also reflects the room you're in, and even yourself sometimes.
Yeah, there's another oscillation piece. This piece respect the idea of oscillating light, of the up and downs, and of course we put the colors inside, red, yellow, and all of this is combined with the 3 lenses that's on the piece, the one big in the front and the 2 small in the back. And you can see the play in the prismatic shape. So the middle of the piece is really strong with a lot of effect, with a lot of energy inside, and the top and the bottom of the piece is clear. It's always respecting the glass as the material of it.
And here comes our friend, the male piece.
Yeah, the big one.
Beautiful.
Again, it's a combination. Like I told you when we saw the picture as father was polishing it, that the lens becomes all together total circle. So you have to grind it really exact, because then you ruin the geometry of the piece when you don't do it correctly. So that's also not easy to do that. And from this angle, you can see almost the whole circle. When you move a little bit more, you will see the complete circle. So you have 2 reflections, the whole circle and the reflection on the right side. Plus you have the beautiful levels that's inside of the piece, which are orange and yellow, and with the combination of the amber glass, the feeling from the piece is amazing.
I agree. Definitely an incredible sculpture.
Yeah, there's Eye of God, this geometrical shape, the idea that the symbol of that God is everywhere. So we put this idea into the piece, into the symbol that you can find when you connect with this idea. So also amber glass. We like this warm glass colors because it's really nice to be at the pieces in this ambience of colors. So there is also golden yellow. There's this darker, this amber, so that everyone can have the favorite piece.
Yeah, it's a beautiful tone.
Yes, Mirage again. This one is golden yellow. There is a combination with pure gold that's in the middle and the copper that's the imagination of the mirage of the Fata Morgana. That's the story inspired by this piece. And actually, the top and the bottom is also a lens. And in this case, you can see it on the picture that it's not flat, the top and the bottom. And you can actually turn the piece around because it's standing only on one spot. It's balanced and the piece is only on one spot. And when the surface under the piece is good, so soft or something not too hard, you can turn the piece around.
Wonderful.
This is also piece that we are having seduction. So there is clear idea when you look at the name of the piece. So there is also beautiful combination of the gold and copper inside, and we try to make this shape similar with things that are seducting men.
Gotcha. Very beautiful. Another one of my favorites right here. Ikar.
This Ikar is also beautiful. That is actually a combination of gold and copper together, and this makes this special green with gold color, and the structure of the tiny bubbles and everything together. Yeah, and Ikar, it's also the idea how he burned his wings when he was trying to fly to the close to the sun.
Mm-hmm.
So we always try to put also the inspiration and all together with the piece, with the name. So it's not only something that came from the oven, it's also every piece has idea.
And who are these people?
This is the Jakab family.
Ah.
That is a recent picture from last year. So I don't have many pictures that we are all together. So I decided to use my picture from my wedding. So in here we are nicely dressed.
Right, nobody was working that day.
Yes, that was a nice day at a nice place.
Very, very fun. Well, thank you for sharing with us the story of the work and explaining a little bit about it and the process. We have a short video here that I'm going to mute the audio of, and we can talk over it while we walk around the gallery. Just took a quick little walk around, and we posted this video. Let me kill the audio. I can figure out how to do that. Kill audio. I guess I can't kill the audio. Let me try it over here. There we go. All right. And walk around the gallery downstairs. It's one of 4 exhibitions on display right now. And you really need to move around and explore the works in person to really get the idea of what Andrej's talking about, because the works themselves are just incredibly stunning and incredibly powerful, and they really need to be experienced in person to get all the opticals and the purity and what they talk about, or what Andrej was talking about with the absolute respect to the glass and the form and the coloring. But it is just breathtaking work, and people see a lot of work here at Habatat show the best of the best from around the world as we were established and started in 1971. But the work that they do in their home and their team of 4 really just blows me away, and every client that comes in has the opportunity to really explore and see the work and take one home. And we have a good collection available for the first time. We've had maybe 3 or 4 on display, but this exhibition is really one of the best we have ever, and it's showing that the skills out there are increasing. And you've seen in this particular talk, the body of work started, in the 80s and 90s, and it's been developed into absolute perfection. We just recently placed one of these works that was sold that you won't see in the video with a client in Ohio who was so incredibly taken by the work that he was looking at the work from the top, the bottom, and even underneath. He had an opportunity on his display to look up into the base of the piece, which really explored the color and tone even more. I can say each of these works have an amazing wow factor, and they really are some of the best being created today out of the material glass. So thank you, Andrej, for joining us today and sharing the narrative.
Thank you very much.
Love to jump into the studio and help you out with polishing. It seems like it is a rather laborious part of the process, and that goes to show, like he was talking about the need to be careful and to take your time, and the failure rate of making mistakes is probably incredibly difficult to deal with. And you can see that particular piece that was shown in the image has the reverberation of the colors bouncing around the piece. Quite stunning. Stunning works. I've even noticed some things about the piece till I actually saw your presentation too, getting a glimpse in the clarity and the refraction of the color of the interior.
So when you have seen the presentation, you can see the development over the years that it came into this. So first it was only the optics, and then the possibilities came into the recent pieces. So the ideas, the craftsmanship, all put it together. So father is doing it like more than 45 years. So
right,
it is all masterworks.
Absolutely. Well, like that's why we call the show perfection, because they're absolutely incredible. Done on the
Yes,
highest
I agree.
level.
I agree with you. The pieces are perfect. So
Yeah.
when you know the market, when you know the glass art, you can see the pieces. You can imagine what's behind, and you can really say, yes, this is something perfect.
Yep. Absolutely. And the colors and the tones are so beautiful. And like he was mentioning that if a particular style exists, I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing my screen. If a particular style exists and you're drawn to it, but for some reason you don't like, let's say, amber, there's an opportunity with the family to really get an opportunity to get a work of a different color that you're more attracted to. Some people are just turned off by certain colors, but each work is magnificent. And it's great to see this body of work being offered here in America. And I'd love to be able to share more of the stories of like where the work is in the public. We can see it in person in institutions throughout Europe. And if there are any, we'll talk more about that to get an idea for people to get exposure. But the best place you can do it is here at Habatat. Come and see the show. There'll be work out during our international here in June. It starts June 9th is the public day for the opening, but the VIP weekend is June 4th through 7th. So if you want to be part of the history of studio glass, make sure to make it here for that particular time right before the gas conference starts. So thank you, Andre, for joining me today.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
If you are watching this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, hit this bell. We're doing more one-on-ones with artists around the world, talking about their life, career, and work. So it's an amazing opportunity to join you today and share this narrative. Well, thank you, Andre, and we'll see you hopefully sometime soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.